Welcome to the Shooting Show. This week, Byron's in the Winterberg Mountains in pursuit of duiker and kudu. Plus Geoff Garrod deals with a tricky pigeon situation alongside the M11.
Sporting Rifles' Byron Pace is back in Africa and this time he's on the hunt for kudu. But will the elusive antelope give him the slip?
Once again this year I've come to the Winterberg mountain range in South Africa. I'm joining my very good friend and professional hunter, Geoff and Justin. And for the next few days we're going to be hunting this vast mountain range behind me. It's incredibly exciting to be back. I had such a superb time when I was here just a little bit earlier last year. Now the great thing about this terrain is it truly is wild. There's a lot of cattle farms and sheep farms, but none of the actual game is fenced in at all. What is here is what would have been here for hundreds of years. So what we're likely to bump into is kudu, mountain rebuck, possibly the odd warthog, definitely a few duiker, and with any luck we might see the odd bushbuck down in the valley floor. But I cannot wait to get started. We've arrived, it's about 2 o'clock now, and we've got four and a half hours of light left, so let's see what we can do, and with any luck we should already have something hanging up in the larder before the day's out.
Optimistic words there from Byron, and as the sun rises over the Winterberg Mountains he heads out with Geoff and his team.
Okay, we got yet about 7 just on first light, and we've seen a couple of kudu, mainly young ones, but we've spotted 2 very nice bulls now, so we are slowly moving in their direction, but also looking all the time what they're doing. But I think in the next 100 meters or so we'll have a shooting shot, because the bulls are moving down the mountain and we're moving up the mountain, so I think we're going to get one of those. Well, at this stage it's basically endurance to be able to walk up and down these mountains, and the bush is also much different, but you've also got, like normally you've got thick bush and openings. Here you've got a lot of openings and you've got to use the little bits of bush to your advantage to be able to stalk to these animals. That having to sit in glass for like 1-2 kilometers away and then start making a plan to be able to shoot something, or even just to start your stalk, never mind to start shooting.
While the team waits for the spiral-horned bulls to come down the hill, the kudu change their minds and start heading back up the slope. They spot a duiker ram in the open, but that's not the intended quarry, and Geoff decides to move on in search of more kudu.
Yesterday morning we did spot a nice little duiker ram, but I thought it would be best not to shoot it because we would spook the other kudu. And I was really dedicating that day just to shoot kudu.
After an unsuccessful start, they venture to the very top of the mountain. This relatively unexplored location could be hiding Val Raybuck, but glassing does not bring them any closer to a beast in the larder.
We saw quite a couple, and at the end of the day they were just not big enough, and I didn't want to shoot any of those kudu as well. So we might as well have shot the duiker early that morning.
Tomorrow is another day, and Byron and Geoff hope that kudu will now be on the cards. Stalking up the valley side, Geoff spots kudu below them. The animal is not one they are looking for, and all they can do is watch it walk on. A duiker ram is spotted walking through the bush. Though it's not the first choice of quarry for this stalk, they decide to take this chance and not let another shootable duiker pass them by.
See over there? Oh. Get ready. Walking through the... Yeah. It's going to come out on that clearing over there. You see it?
Yeah, I've got him.
He's standing nicely now. Just take him right down the shoulder.
The shot looks good, but the duiker runs on. Deerfan uses his skills as a tracker to find where it drops.
Today, when we saw it, we took it. I saw that two little rams running around further on, and while we were looking for kudu, I spotted this little ram walking out in front of us. That's when I told you, take it. We were just lucky finding this little duiker this morning. I would say go to the spot immediately where you shot the animal, mark that spot. Then start looking for blood, and if there's a gap where you can't see blood, mark the last blood you've got, and then start walking in circles or get 2-3 guys looking in different directions, and when you find blood again, you start moving again. And keep on marking, because it makes it so much easier. I normally look for a dark red blood and the pinky bits of lung. That is a definite indicator that it was a good shot.
And if you've screwed it up, what will you find?
Bits of green pieces, and that's normally not a good sign. So I prefer seeing the red and the pink than any green stuff.
I don't think he's going anywhere.
No, it's all over.
I can't actually believe how far he's run.
It is amazing. I thought,
Look at the exit wound on that. He's got lungs hanging out everywhere.
this is the furthest I've ever seen a duiker run. This is like 120 meters from where we shot it.
But there was nothing wrong with the shot.
No, it's a perfect shot.
Yeah.
The only reason why I could think it ran that far is you didn't hit any heart. It went through the lungs, and that's basically why.
With one duiker in the bag, the team sets off to another valley. They soon find 2 duiker grazing in a field.
Now, we weren't out hunting specifically to target duiker, but when Geoff saw this little ram walking along the edge of the field, he said there was no way I could pass up this opportunity, because it was an absolute monster, and you don't get a chance at shooting a duiker that size every day. So I didn't need much more encouragement than that. He left me to it because it was going to very much be a one-man operation. There was a lot of crawling and very slow walking and belly slithering involved. But eventually I got within range that was clear. By this time they'd moved off the edge of the field. They didn't stay there very long when we first spotted them from the vehicle. So they were already in sort of tall grasses and stunted bushes. It was quite open in there, so I had to be very, very careful, because there was a female in tow, and at that point I couldn't see her, so everything was slow and very, very cautious. But soon enough I got the chance to take my shot, and unfortunately we couldn't get that on camera, because I probably wouldn't have been able to shoot it with 2 people making lots of noise going through the bush. But fortunately I did manage to get it. The shot was good, and I got myself an amazing trophy duiker. And it's probably something that I may not repeat in my lifetime.
Byron there, never happier than when he's back home in Africa. And now, the Shooting Show news.
This is the Shooting Show news. The Oxford Gun Company held a successful open day on Saturday, which saw visitors flock to the Buckinghamshire-based Clayground. Chris Childerhouse took high gun in the 50-bird open, with Chris Durant in second place, and Taylor Hedgecock won the Ladies in Schools Challenge 50-bird event. Clay shooting instruction was available, and hands-on opportunities also included archery, crossbows and air rifles. Gun dog and falconry displays kept the crowds entertained. Labour MPs at the Labour Party conference announced that shooting and angling would be secure under a future Labour government. Diana Johnson MP, Labour's Shadow Crime and Security Minister, who's responsible for firearms licensing issues, said shooting and angling would be assured under a future Labour government. Barry Gardner MP, Labour's Shadow Minister for the Environment, praised what shooting does for conservation and said that Labour aims to see the countryside properly resourced. The Countryside Alliance has launched a free hunting media and promotion pack to advise hunts on how to respond to the media. Available to download online, along with posters and press releases, the media and promotion pack includes interview tips and local newspaper contacts by region. Director of Campaigns Tim Bonner said the document will help hunts to promote themselves and their activities, which is vital to the sustainability of hunting. The CPSA has started taking nominations for its annual awards 2014. Members of the CPSA can make submissions for Clay Shooter of the Year, Club or Ground of the Year, Coach of the Year, Development Initiative of the Year, Disabled Shooter of the Year, School of the Year, Special Contribution of the Year, Volunteer of the Year and Young Shot of the Year. Nominations close on the 25th of January 2014, so head online to www.cpsa.co.uk or email info@cpsa.co.uk. Anticipation is mounting for the Stratstone Super 7 Challenge, which kicks off tomorrow at Royal Berkshire Shooting School. Running for 4 months, the competition sees entrants take on 25 driven clays off a high tower, with the best 20 shots going on to compete for a brand new supercar. Journalists got to preview the course today, and organisers say it will be difficult even to score in double figures.
It's taken approximately 2 years to pull together, and we have got a remarkable display of prizes from 2 of them displayed here, the Morgan and the new Range Rover Sport. Obviously there's Aston Martins and Porsche and Jaguar come as well. And we've obviously now integrated other brands. We've got the Rolex coming in from David Duggan Watches in London, and the Really Wild Clothing, which is part of the Shooting School group, have donated £2,000 of clothing to the winner of the Cyber Side category. And integrated with that is that every entrant will get a voucher for £50 to redeem when they come shopping here, and when the entrant fee is £50, that makes pretty good arithmetic for anyone wanting to enjoy shooting and not spend so much money.
And finally, the British Shooting Show 2014 will be a 3-day event, ensuring you have a whole additional day to explore the biggest British shooting show yet. To be held on the 14th, 15th and 16th of February at Warwickshire's Stoneleigh Park, the event boasts 30 indoor airgun ranges, clay shooting and a 2-2 rimfire range, as well as a comprehensive selection of guns, shooting accessories and clothing. 2 main entrances and an improved traffic system of more parking, stewards and signage mean that organisers are confident that visitors will not face long delays on arrival. Sporting rifle, clay shooting, airgun shooter and airsoft action will all be there. Don't miss out on this great event. That was the Shooting Show News.
Geoff Garrod is between a rock and a hard place. Well, between a motorway and a pylon. Setting up for an afternoon's pigeon shooting, he explains his noisy choice of location.
What's happening today, we're a little bit dictated to where we're going to build the hide. As you can see on our left hand side, we've got the M11. Obviously we can't go anywhere near that, we've got to keep away from that. So what we're doing, we're going to build a hide in the bottom corner of the pylon. I have shot out of this pylon before. It is a good place to be, and because obviously I'd built the hide, you know, I knew where we were going. I've actually built the hide and put some fur bells there 2 or 3 days ago to get them used to it. So we're going to shoot there. On our right hand side we've got a strip of game cover. We're obviously limited that we can't go anywhere near here. So that's the main reason why we're up there. Because we've got a lot of ground out the back here that the pigeons will go to. One of the little things that I'm going to do before I get settled down is I've just been and bought some rope scarers. I'm going to put a couple of these on each field. They go off every half hour. Hopefully that'll just keep the pigeons from settling on the fields and bring them back to where we want them, which is obviously in our decoy pattern, which is going to be right out in front of us here. My normal little technique, cane, up where the sun don't shine, through, into the head like that, like that.
There's nothing more effective than one of Geoff's decoying patterns, but one thing that seems to be missing is the pigeons themselves.
With the wind in the position that it is, I'm hoping that the pigeons are going to come either side of the pylon, going to come round up the hill, or they'll come over the motorway and come in this side here. So I'll have a few pigeons this side and a few decoys this side, and then hopefully whichever side of the pylon they come, they'll see the decoy pattern and swoop in.
Confident that the woodies will come into the deeks and not head off up the M11 to Cambridge, we settle into the hide with Geoff and son Justin. As well as needing to control the pigeons, we reckon there'll be some competition between these two as to who can shoot better. Justin is the first to strike. Before we know it, the pigeons are coming in from both sides. Justin puts his semi-auto to good use, and even our cameraman can't resist getting involved with a few bits of advice.
There's another one coming right at you here. Left or right, what do you reckon?
Left.
Cracking.
Geoff still isn't satisfied though. He's already changing things around to bring in even more birds.
Right, I've just been back now for about half an hour, and what I've noticed is the pigeons that are coming from our left have been just sort of coming down the pylons, and some of them have just been skirting around the back of the pylon rather than coming in. So what I've done, I've took some pigeons from the front of the pattern there, I put them at the back of the pattern here, hopefully to give those pigeons that are coming this way all the encouragement to come in. And then hopefully what they'll do is they'll come through here, across our line of fire, into the middle of the pattern here.
Pattern adjusted, we wait to see the results.
There's another one coming over him. Beautiful.
Sure enough, the birds come in at a good rate, and our two guns are kept very busy.
Straight over. That's a cracker.
In a brief lull in the action, we asked Justin and Geoff about the guns and the gear they've brought for the occasion.
I've got this because I didn't want to shoot my clay gun. I just didn't want to take that out, and because it would just ruin it. So I've decided to save up and buy an auto.
Camo for one is very good, and the deer hunter camo that we're using today is very good camo because it blends in very nicely. But also its movement, quick movement, jumpy movement in a hide. Pigeons will see that because it's something quick. But nice gentle movement, and pigeons, it doesn't catch their eyes so much. So good camo is one good technique to have, and also gentle movement in the hide.
And then it's back to the birds. Shooting at all angles, the boys add to the bag in an impressive manner.
Oh! That's a cracking shot.
See him?
This is great fun, but it's sadly brought to a halt by a dwindling supply of pigeons. The action slurs to the odd, opportunistic shot, signalling it's time to count the spoils and pack up and head for home.
How do you think the day's gone?
It's been okay. We got set up about 1 o'clock, started shooting around about 1 o'clock. I had to nip off back to the office, left Justin with yourself, and it started off good. Pigeons were decoying, coming in nicely, and I think probably out there we've got about 60 or 70 pigeons. But the disappointing part of the day was the last hour and a half, when I expected it to build up for the last sort of like feed before evening time. It's just absolutely dropped off completely, and we've been here now for, what I say, about the last hour and a half. We've probably had half a dozen shots, so I can only assume that the pigeons have found somewhere better food. The grass is greener on the other side. You can't beat the real thing for decoys. And I know that Justin would like to go out at the weekend, and if I get time I should go with him. And chiller's going, pigeons that we've shot today are in here. We'll stick them in the chiller, so when we come to Saturday they'll be absolutely fine to go out and use these ones on Saturday for decoys.
Well, that's it for this week. Thanks for watching. We're out every Monday, 7:30 PM UK time. This is The Shooting Show.